So, good afternoon, everyone. So, yesterday we did a small exercise of understanding the different aspects of negative feedback, specifically with respect to op-amp. Now, in today's class, we'll move on with some more basics before proceeding with the actual contents, and we'll see why we should have the input resistance or the output resistance of an op-amp. Like we usually say, the input resistance of the op-amp should be very, very high, and the output resistance of the op-amp should be very, very low. Why is it that? So that concept we are going to understand in today's class, and if time permits, we'll begin with the actual content of the op-amp in a negative feedback. Right. So yes, so if I want to consider any amplifier block, I can write the amplifier block something like this. Or if I consider the op-amp itself, it has got two inputs, one output, right? I'll not bother about the power supply and all those things. Now, if I consider this amplifier, the op-amp, the input resistance or the input impedance of the op-amp is here. Please remember, sometimes it leads to very confusion. When I draw a circuit, if I draw a circuit with the resistance and the power supply here like this, in a power supply resistance of the input resistance of the op-amp. No. The input resistance but it is not the input resistance of op-amp device. It is the input resistance of the op-amp circuit. The entire circuit is the input resistance. But now what I am trying to figure out, I am trying to understand what is the input resistance of the op-amp device. So I will not consider this one. So whatever is the resistance that is encountered when the input signal just enters the op-amp, that resistance is your input resistance of the op-amp. If I want to consider the input resistance of the entire circuit, that will be somewhere over here. In the power supply resistance input resistance of the circuit. First resistance inside the op-amp, that is the input resistance or input impedance of the op-amp. So this is how the input impedance or resistance, to be in a very simple manner, of the op-amp looks. And op-amp will have a gain and it will have the output resistance also. Out. So this is how my entire internal setup of my op-amp looks. Now kindly just look on the screen properly how exactly the op-amp circuit internally looks. Now I'll just try to restructure this op-amp. Op-amp and this simple amplifier because all we know that op-amp is basically a voltage amplifier. And of course I can use it as a different kind of amplifier also with small modification, but as such op-amp behaves a voltage amplification. Basically it does the voltage amplification. So if I want to understand how exactly a voltage amplifier behaves, op-amp is the best example. Fine. Now I know that op-amp behaves as a voltage amplifier and it has got input resistance, output resistance, but dependent source of the output, and input terminals and output terminals. So let me rewrite this structure in terms of a black box representation. So let me write something like this. I will consider an input source V in and input R source, that is the internal resistance of the source. Then I will draw a black box representation of the op-amp. A black box representation of the op-amp sense a general circuit, a general structure. Then I will try to consider my input resistance of the voltage amplifier somewhere over here. So if I consider a voltage amplifier, and I will therefore taking the output. Output ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. I'll just now worry about input, because what is the first claim I made? My first claim is what? The input resistance of the op amp should be very very high. Now I am giving the justification. ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರ ತರ justification I am giving. So basically this is how my op amp circuit looks, and this is how my general amplifier circuit looks. Right? So I'll rub this. Now let us consider the general structure. Fine. Eager, let's say I am giving the input voltage to this amplifier as 10 volt. And as you know, the internal resistance of the source, which is by default comes with the source, is that resistance which is offered by the source, and input resistance of the source will be very very small. So specifically Rs, which I am taking over here, let this be for time being 10 ohms. Right? Now we'll start my analogy. Let us consider Re to be equal to, let's say, 1 mega ohm. 1 mega ohm is of course a jasti value, it's a huge value, but I'll try to take that input resistance as 1 mega ohm. Now I'll justify ಅದು 1 mega ohm ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 1 mega ohm ಗಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, we'll try to justify. Fine. Now one simple rule you should understand, that is voltage division rule. Basically that kind of concept will come in your subsequent lecture also, voltage divider biasing circuit ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So basically voltage division rule ಮುಗಿಯುತ್ತೆ. Voltage division rule I am going to apply over here, and I am going to tell you that also, how exactly the voltage division rule works. Fine. Here when I say input voltage is 10 volts, so it becomes very important for me to understand na input voltage 10 volt kottini, but does the entire 10 volt is entering the voltage this amplifier or not, nange gottilla. Illa 10 volt kottini, but whether this entire 10 volt is it entering the amplifier, that I need to check, because I kodbekada 10 volt anu kotte, but entry agಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 10 volt ಗಿಂತ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ then this becomes a bad setup. ಹೌದಾ? So I should ensure what amount of voltage is getting entering into this amplifier block. So to understand that, so now there are two resistors, so definitely this voltage will be divided across Rs and Rin. So that's how I was talking about the voltage division rule. Now voltage division rule simply ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಯಾವ resistance across ನೀವು voltage ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬೇಕಂತ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, that resistance should be in the numerator divided by sum of both the resistance whole multiplied by the input voltage. So if I want to do that, if I want to consider, now I want to understand what is the voltage that exactly entering my amplifier. So that is the let me consider this as Vs, that is V source. So my input voltage will be somewhere over here across Rin. Across Rin will be my input voltage. So if I want to understand what will be my input voltage, so Vin is equal to what I told. How do I do the voltage division? Across which resistance I want to calculate the voltage? Across Rin. So Rin will be the numerator divided by Rin plus Rs whole multiplied by what is the voltage you are considering over here? 10. That is the source voltage. Let's substitute the values. Rin is 1 mega divided by Rs is 10 ohm and Rin is again 10. So if I do this, yes, can somebody do the calculation and quickly tell me? Roll number 25, is it present? Roll number 25, tell me the calculation of this. 1 mega divided by 1 mega plus 10 multiplied by 10. Fast. What will be the output of this? 1 mega divided by 1 mega plus 10 multiplied by 10. Yes? Abhishek Chavan. Adeyenappa? Abhishek? Yes, what will be the answer for that? So you can see first 1m divided by 1m plus 10 multiplied by 10. Akila, can you tell me the answer? Yes, ma'am. Tell the answer. Quickly. Yes, 9.9999. I guess 4 lines. I'll keep it to the precision. So, meaning ಏನಂತಿದೆ ನಾನು ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು 10 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗೋದು 9.999 ಫೇರ್ ಇನಫ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ಲಾಸಸ್ ನಡೀತದೆ ನನಗೆ ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು 10 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಬಟ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗೋದು 9.999 ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ಫೈನ್. Now let us try to vary Rin and check for new value of Rin yes voltage button. So this output Vin is equal to 9.999 for what value of Rin I got? This is for Rin equal to 1 mega ohm. Right. So let me consider Rin equal to 100 kilo ohm. So case number 2 for Rin equal to 100 kilo ohm. So now 1 mega ohm only I am taking 100 kilo ohms. Let's try to understand what is happening over here. Again same voltage division formula. Vin is equal to Rin divided by Rin plus Rs multiplied by 10. This time is because our main source is 10 volt. So we will substitute the value. Now the new value of Rin is what? 100 kilo ohms divided by 100 kilo plus Rs. It is not going to change. Multiplied by 10. Quickly, now what will be your Rn value? Arpita, what will be now Rn value? Arpita, Anaga, sorry, Vin value?
Yes.
What will be the value now? If I calculate this one? 9 Yes, 9.990 I guess.
9.996.
Yes, fine, fantastic. Now look here, the moment I change the Rin value from 1 mega ohm to 100 kilo ohm, which means I am decreasing the resistance. What is happening over here? This is for Rin equal to 100k. This is for this value. So the moment I did this, what happened here? Can you see a dip in the voltage? 9.999 bandi 9.49 bandi 39 bandi. Of course you can say antapare decrease and angulation, that is also fine. Now if that is fine, let's try to remove this from 100k to 10k. From 100k to 10k. So now this is for Rn equal to 10k. So I will remove everywhere 1 0 from over here. Yes, 10k divided by 10k plus 10 multiplied by 10. What will be value now? For Rn equal to 10k. 9 point. So 9.990. So this is for Rn equal to 10k. Can you see the difference? The moment I am trying to decrease the Rn value, the input voltage which is supposed to enter the op amp is decreasing. Now let's take a simple example. I decrease the voltage from 10k to 100 ohms. Quickly do the calculation. Instead of 10k, now it is 100 ohms. Now for Rn equal to 100 ohms. 100 divided by 100 plus 10 multiplied by 10. So this seems simple. 100 divided by 110 into 10. So what will be the result? It is 9 point how many? 09. Can you see the difference now? The moment I decrease the input resistance, way from 10 mega ohm till 100 ohms, 100 ohms ಬಂದಾಗ only 9 volt is entering the op amp. If I still decrease from 100 ohm to 50 ohm, 10 ohm, this input voltage which is entering the amplifier, ನನಗೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದು ಈ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇದಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಸೈಡ್, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಒಳಗಡೆ. ಸೊ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the input resistance plays a crucial role, and this analogy shows that for an voltage amplifier the input resistance, should it be low or high? Students, should the input resistance be high or low? High. Yes, it should be high. It should be high, because if I make it low, the actual voltage which is entering the voltage, which is entering the amplifier, it decreases. And since the op amp is also an voltage amplifier, this is also a voltage amplifier circuit I took, and the same analogy applies over there also. Hence, I say that for an op amp, the input resistance ideally should be infinite, practically should be very, 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 very large. And I have taken here 10 mega ohm, you can take it 100 mega ohms, 1000 mega ohms. Yes, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ನೀವು ಏನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಇಂಟರ್. So hence I claim that for an op amp the input resistance should be very, very high and it should not be low. So this proves that Rin should be very, very high. I hope this concept is clear now. Fine. Now let us shift our focus from input resistance to output resistance. Let's see what will be the scenario for output resistance. Now again modification model. So I'll run this circuit, which was supposed to be my input resistance circuit, to find out the input resistance. Now I'll redraw the circuit with respect to the output resistance. So for drawing the output resistance circuit, let me consider this. And you know that I'll be taking the output across the load resistance. So output will be here, and the R out will be here, and the dependent voltage source with gain AB will be here. See, this is as simple as this. If I consider the op amp, so this is the same thing I have redrawn over here. Look here, op amp output side. Output side agide ಒಳಗಡೆ output resistance ಇರುತ್ತೆ, and this is the amplifier which is depicting the gain, and then this is the output, this is the load resistance. Here I will take the output. Now I have redrawn the structure which looks something like this. Everything I have taken the same. Even I have print madini and I have taken across this. Now let's try to give a similar type of analogy and try to figure out what will be the output voltage if I change or if I vary the values of these resistances. Now for that, let us consider, let's say RL, for case number 1, RL equal to, let's say 10 kilo ohm, and let's consider R out is equal to 10 ohm, and let's calculate the output voltage. Again same voltage division formula, that is voltage divider rule. If I want to calculate the output, where I am calculating the output? Across RL. So RL resistance will be in the numerator, RL divided by RL plus R out, multiplied by which voltage? Now here, that is the gain block which I am taking over here, that is A into B. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ನಾವು ಏನು ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್, ಆ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So let's assume that all the voltage we have applied over here, ಎಲ್ಲ 10 volts ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ assume ಮಾಡೋಣ. Now for us I need to understand whether the input voltage 10 volts ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ. Let's try to verify that. So this will be again multiplied by B, that is A into B. So let's consider the V into V equal to 10 volts. Let us not change that. And I have taken RL equal to 10K, R out equal to 10 ohms. So if I do that particular kind of thing, so if I try to calculate that one, So what will be my resultant value? 10k divided by 10k plus 10 multiplied by 10. So if I substitute the values, 10k divided by 10k plus 10 multiplied by 10. What will be the value of this? Quickly. Exactly 9.99. So which means input source ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ 10 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ರಿ op amp ಒಳಗಡೆ 10 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಬಂತು ಬಟ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ it is getting to 9.99. fair enough, accepted. 9.99, okay, some kind of glitches here and there, some kind of losses happens, accepted. But now ಇದು ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಬಾರದು. So ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಬಾರದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು what should I retain or what should I do? Now let us try to change some component, like let's try to change the output resistance from 10 ohm to 10 kilo ohm. Now second case is that Rout be 10 kilo ohm instead of 10 ohm, and RL will be 10 kilo ohm because I am not going to change the RL. Load resistance will remain as it is. Now what will be the output voltage equation? Output voltage is RL, that is 10k divided by 10k plus 10k multiplied by 10. This is simple calculation. So that will be 10k divided by 20k multiplied by 10. I guess 5 loops. Yes. Not really. The moment you increase the output resistance from 10 ohm to 10 kilo ohm, the output has a sudden dip. So which means what it is going to say? Output resistance or output impedance of an voltage amplifier should be as low as possible practically, or ideally speaking, we usually say, the op amp characteristics we say output resistance should be 0 ideally. Practically it should be as low as possible. So these analogies prove that the input resistance of the op amp should be very very high and the output resistance of the op amp should be very 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 low. So that's what I just wanted to convey you by giving these two concepts. And yesterday we have seen why we should go for feedback. Feedback itself will stabilize the gain. Though gain is less, feedback use ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಒಂದು disadvantage ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ gain ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. But that is fine. Gain ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬಂದರೂ it will be stable for longer duration of time. Because normally what happens, when I consider a complex circuitry, ನನಗಲ್ಲಿ gain ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ gain ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. I should have the gain to be retained constant forever until the circuit is operating. If the gain is fluctuating, my output will be, that will also be fluctuating. So my agenda was to ensure that to compromise whether nanaga high gain beku athwa constant gain beku, it is left to the designer. So in a race to choose between these two trade off, what usually the designer says, let me compromise with respect to low gain but constant gain idru parvagilla, and that constant gain is obtained with the help of negative feedback that we have seen yesterday. And in today's class we saw two concepts which describes how the input resistance and output resistance of the voltage amplifier, or to be specific, the op amp should be high and low. So that will justify the reason why we say the input resistance of the op amp to be very very high or infinite and the output resistance of the op amp to be very very low or zero practically. So with these some basic concepts, let us quickly jump into the actual concept of op amp with the negative feedback. So let me draw a circuit, the actual circuit which I am drawing here. And once I draw it, this is the same circuit which you already learned in your basic electronics course. I try to convert this circuit which he has given in the textbook to the one which you have learned in the basic electronics course, and thereby you can do the comparison. The difference here is, ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ನಾಗ ಏನು ಡೆರಿವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಆ ಡೆರಿವೇಷನ್ ಮೆಥಡಾಲಜಿ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಡೆರಿವೇಷನ್ ಮೆಥಡಾಲಜಿ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಲೈಟ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್. ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಡೆರಿವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, you consider that as a simple voltage amplifier and you did a derivation, but ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು derivation ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, you consider the op amp as a best example of a negative feedback concept and try to derive in terms of feedback concept. So that is the major difference. But other than that, final expression, the same thing will come. So this is, the concept is op-amp with negative feedback. And here I am going to consider non-inverting amplifier. And like I was telling, non-inverting amplifier is the one which you already learned, and you also know the expression of the non-inverting amplifier. So let me draw the circuit of this op-amp which he has given in this textbook, and the circuit looks somewhat like this. Let me draw it here. Please make a note if possible. So the two terminals which are inverting and non-inverting, and I have feedback resistance RF being connected from the output and the inverting terminal over here. And by the way, why we are calling this as a non-inverting amplifier? Can anybody tell me? I say this is non-inverting amplifier. Can you just see here? The input is given to non-inverting terminal, and that is the reason why I claim this as a non-inverting amplifier. So this is my RF. Of course, these are my two voltages V1 and V2, and the difference of these two voltages are my VID, and this is my VIN plus VCC minus VE will be definitely there. This is RF, and let me consider this as R1, and the voltage that is coming across R1 I consider it as a VF. And that is my load resistance, and across the load resistance I am going to take the output voltage. So that's how your circuit looks. So now the same circuit, what modified or the modification he has done with respect to the one which you have learned. See, this is the same circuit. Let me draw it here. So carefully observe, and you will come to know whether this was the same circuit that you have studied in your first semester course. Can you just see over here? This circuit, the one on the extreme right side, this circuit, the one which is on the extreme left side. So this is the same circuit which you have learned in your basic electronics course. And quickly, can you tell me what will be the final output voltage equation of the non-inverting amplifier? Output voltage equation irtadi non-inverting amplifier do. Yes, Vin multiplied by 1 plus RF by R1, isn't it? This is the expression you obtained while deriving the equations for this non-inverting amplifier. Now, which means when I claim a circuit or E circuit same anta na claim madidnappa andre, that means the expression whatever I am going to obtain will remain exactly same. But hangitandre a circuit hinge yaake modify madidre sir? A simple question you may ask. So that I will tell you when I complete the derivation or analysis of this. I will tell you why they did that conversion. But let's try to compare whether this is exactly matching or not. Now, input positive terminal kotara. Input is here, positive terminal. In the negative terminal, you have connected one R1, and R1 is connected between the negative terminal and the ground. R1 is connected between negative terminal and ground. This is my ground. And where is your RF? RF is connected between output and the inverting terminal, that is negative terminal. So here is also RF is connected between output and the inverting terminal. The only difference is they have tilted this circuit upside down, and that has resulted into this kind of circuit. So nothing to worry, this circuit is the same circuit that you have learned in your basic electronics course. Now let's try to understand the analysis of this. And when I say both are same, which means finally I am going to achieve the same expression. This expression for other. So it's very simple. Now only difference is you should remember the circuit to be written in this format. Yaki format na baritirpa I just want to make you understand. Look here, this entire block. the combination of RF and R1. This is your feedback network. Possibly in your basic electronics course, you were unaware that the combination of these two together will behave as a feedback network. Understanding maybe we had very confusion. Why this is connected, R1 is connected towards ground, we connect there was a lot of confusion. That confusion is clearly resolved over here, and we say that this R1 and RF together will behave as a feedback network. And if you remember from yesterday's derivation, yesterday we derived AF equation. That is gain of the feedback amplifier. What was the feedback amplifier? In A divided by 1 plus A times beta. So this is what the equation we obtained. And I told you that beta is nothing but the feedback network. And this is the feedback network. So if I calculate the values of R1 and RF, or the arrangement of R1 and RF, or the capacity or the contents or the outcome of R1 and RF will give you the value of beta. That's it. So that's how I try to understand or give an analogy between yesterday's derivation and this network. Now this is a scenario. Let me quickly jump into a small derivation and try to understand whether I am going to obtain finally this equation or not. Now, before that, let me try to enable that attendance. Attendance link will be yesterday's link only. Yesterday you have the attendance link which you have received. So try to open it up, and the code for today's attendance will be 9801. Please open up yesterday's attendance link. The code is 9801. The code is 9801. That will be disabled within 10 seconds. Please try to give that attendance soon. The code is 9801. Code is 9801. Quickly give the attendance. That will be considered as the attendance. So let me try to write some equations for you. If you are done, and in the meantime, you can just note down the things. So I am here deriving a small equation with respect to the gain of the inverting amplifier in terms of feedback, which resembles or which is exactly the same something which you have studied in your basic electronics course. Everyone? Did everyone give the attendance? Please respond. Fine. So I'll not take much of your time. Last 5 to 10 minutes. Fine. We'll quickly move into this small derivation. Fine. I was saying this was a pure feedback network. Okay. Now basically, what is the difference voltages that is entering the op-amp? VID is nothing but the one which is given at the source, that is Vin, and the one which is coming from the feedback side, which is your VF. So that makes my input voltage or the difference voltage Vin minus VF. The Vin is coming over here to V1 and VF is coming to the V2. So difference in the voltage is input voltage, that is my V minus VF. And we know that yesterday I told you what is the gain equation, simple gain equation, output by input. Now here, since this is a feedback network gain calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ far end output and the first input. If I do the division, that will be the simple equation of my feedback amplifier or simple equation of the gain including feedback. Right? So far end output is here and the far end input is over here. So if I do the division, and since it's basically a feedback network, so that makes my gain equation AF is equal to V0 by Vin. And I also know that for an op-amp, the output voltage is given by gain multiplied by difference in voltages. And I also know that what is V1? V1 is Vin and V2 is VF, right? But what exactly VF now? You know V1 and Vin and V2 and VF and this is basically V1 minus V2. So this is how it looks. But now V1 and exactly that is my input voltage. But what is VF? VF yes to voltage. Our voltage is dependent. So to understand that, let's look over here. In the previous concept, I just told you about the concept of voltage division formula. So where is my feedback voltage or VF? It is across R1 and it is coming because output is there. Andre no, VF ಬರಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ output voltage ಇರಬೇಕು. So across R1 ಈ voltage yes to voltage ಆಗಿ convert ಆಗಿ input ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. So that I want to understand. Now in order to understand this output voltage, when it comes over here, how much division occurs across R1 and RF and how much enters as VF inside the op-amp. Adana gottagu. So simple voltage division formula, the main voltage is now V0 and yav resistance across my voltage calculate madini across R1. So that means in the numerator it will be R1, in the denominator it will be the combination of R1 plus RF multiplied by V0. ಆಗಲೇ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ನೀವು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಬೈ V ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಿ ಮೇನ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್. ಈಗ ನಾವು V0 ಅಂತ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ because of this V0 only feedback is getting generated. So if I do that, my VF will look like this. So now I know what is V1, it is Vin, and what is VF, it is V0 times R1 divided by RF. I'll substitute both of them over here, which is over here. V1 is Vin, V2 is this entire term. Now I'll not try to waste time in doing the simplification, although that the materials which I'm going to float you in the form of notes or in the form of that resources in there I have derived and I have arranged. You can just refer that or you can refer the textbook also. Here I'm going to write it directly this one. If I try to rearrange, I'm going to obtain this form of equation. Now from this, let's try to move ahead. So from there, what is that I'm going to get? So from there, so let me try to get, yes. Now usually the gain of an op-amp is very, very large. That's the thing that we have seen in our previous classes also. So which means A will be very, very large. Very large in the sense it will be in the order of 10 raised to 5, 10 raised to 6 in terms of mega ohm, in terms of 10 mega ohms, 100 mega ohms, in terms of that. So if that is the scenario, then I can say AR1 will be much, much greater than R1 plus RF. to ensure I'm doing small modification in the denominator, the combination of R1 and RF in the row A times R1, because A itself is a very large value, definitely this will surpass these values. So anta time I can ignore this particular R1 plus RF, so I can write here, rather than this entire thing, I can just write only AR1 over here, and the same is the case over here. AR1 plus ARF combination of tone, if I consider both the combination, so I can just write only one term. So what will be the resultant? I'll try to drop this one. If I understand this condition, V0 will be AR1 numerator, I can simplify ARF multiplied by V divided by, instead of this entire thing, I can just write AR1. I'll bring this V down here because ultimately I want to find the gain. So if this is a scenario, I take out A common, R1, or I will do this way. AR1 by AR1 plus ARF divided by AR1, both are cancelled out. Look what is left out. A very interesting thing which I was telling in the beginning. V0 by V is equal to 1 plus, even this goes, RF by R1. Isn't it the same derivation that we obtained in our basic electronics course? That is, output voltage equation is 1 plus RF by R1, or if I bring this to the right hand side, that becomes V0 is equal to V times R1 plus RF by R1. So that's what I was telling. This entire op-amp is the same op-amp that we have learned in the basic electronics course. The reason of arranging in this fashion is to show you the importance of R1 and RF. The combination of R1 and RF behaves like a feedback network. So that was the intention of telling you about this thing, and that's all about the gain equation or the output by input voltage equation for this amplifier. So I'll just write one more equation. So we have figured out what is the value of beta of the feedback network. The feedback network value is the Vf is equal to V0 multiplied by R1 divided by R1 plus RF. That you have learned. V0 Vf is equal to V0 multiplied by R1 divided by RF. So if I bring V0 down over here, R1 divided by R1 plus RF, this Vf by V0. Please remember this: output feedback voltage divided by output voltage, that is Vf by V0. This will always give you the value of beta. So that is the value of resistive feedback network. Yes, we have already just now I told you this combination of this, that is V0 multiplied by R1 divided by R1 plus RF. V0 multiplied by R1 divided by R1 plus RF. The same thing I have taken, and I have taken V0 down. So this Vf by V0 will give you the value of beta. So that will help you in understanding the concept of beta. Now, one more concept. If I try to multiply A and beta together, if I try to multiply A and beta together, so what will be the value of A into beta? So what basically what is your A is AF. What was your AF? AF again that is gain of this entire network, output by, that is bag output, extreme output by extreme input. So VF is what? This is what? V0 by V. Beta is what? Here it is there. VF by V0. V0 cancels out. What is left out? A times beta is equal to Vf by V in. Please remember these things. These are very important. A times beta is equal to Vf by V in, or only beta is equal to Vf by V0. They will give you the picture related to the networks that are present in the feedback. So beta is equal to feedback network, A times beta is nothing but the loop gain. A times beta is called by the term loop gain. Beta is for the components that represent the resistive components that are present over here, which will give you the feedback components or the feedback factor, how much feedback is happening. So that is decided by this RF by RF. So this is all about your op-amp in the negative feedback fashion. So we'll stop it here, today's class, and then we can continue in the next class. So thank you for the patience listening. So we'll wind up here.